Hey guys, Antonio Torres here, also known as Tony Torres. Here to talk about my art and my journey with art, how I've come to where I am today. Anyway, it starts back as a child. I'm of Mexican descent, and we did a lot of traveling back and forth from the United States back to Mexico, where my family was in Mexico City. So one of the advantages that I had, my grandfather worked at the Museum of Fine Arts in Mexico City, and we always had access to the museum, and got to go and see a lot of the art at a very young age, and all the color, the culture, the food, the clothing, just the styles of everything in Mexico. And then, my American culture, back and forth. And that's what interested me in art, was the culture, the Mayan, the Aztec culture, the colors was something that I was always very attached to and always loved. So I started doing art at a really young age, with my buddies and all that. One of my good memories, I painted a door, Big Audio Dynamite, one of their album covers, on a restroom door at a friend's, named Joe B. It was one of those deals where he was going to pay me a little bit of money, and one quick advice: always get your money first. Never got any money from that, but hey, water under the bridge. It was a great time. Ended up doing another little drawing on his wall. We became good friends. I did another album cover of Tracy Chapman on his bedroom wall. So hey, at the same time, I got a lot of practice. I started, learning how to do stuff, just from looking at it, from looking at it to on the wall, just freestyle, and it started homing my skills. And then I started developing my own style. I started painting what you see in the background, kind of from my travels, Mexico City, and my influence at the time in the 80s, the alien conspiracy was really big, UFO sightings, and that's kind of where I got a lot of my influence. Started painting a lot of stuff that was just kind of out there. Then I started painting, Mayan stuff, painting on found wood, and stuff that I would find on the streets, just trash art, and turn it into regular art. Some of it I got to show in some galleries, which my first art show was when I turned 18. I was very lucky to hook up with some other artists that were local, and I did my first art show at a gallery called REF Gallery. Richard Fleur was the owner curator, a real nice guy. He educated me in art and kind of taught me about folk art, and you don't have to have all this education. Art comes from within. The creativity you can't be taught. That has to be born with you. And I would say I'm more of a self-taught artist. I probably have more imagination than I do skill, but as I grow, my skills get better, and the more I practice, the better I get my ideas out there, my creativity. But a lot of the influence, like I said, coming from as a child, we always drove to Mexico. We saw, we had a van, and getting to see the landscape, the mountains, the people, the culture, that always stuck with me. It always let me see that there was a different side of the world where, it was very colorful. And that's where you see all the bright colors. I love bright colors. I love mixing colors that shouldn't be together. I like breaking the rules in art, and doing it my way. My style, the way I like it. The way I was just like, I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna do it the way I want. Some people may say, "Oh, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that," but I do it anyway. I do it because that's just the way I am. Another little bit. In the early 90s, I had the opportunity to go to Miami, and I got to see some of the art out there, the neons, the pastels. I loved all of that, the Nagel, stuff. got a chance to stay out there for a while with some friends. And then after that, shortly, I moved to New York, stayed there for about 3 years. Was very lucky. I got to work at a very prestigious art studio, Mode Works, and I worked for CG Design, a graphic T-shirt design company that also did a lot of cool stuff, cool design. They some of the T-shirts design they were working on were actually used on the for the show Friends, which was very popular back then. And with the art studio I worked at, we did stuff for Broadway. We did stuff for our big contract that I was there for was for Planet Hollywood, and I learned a lot from the designers. I got along with everybody great. I was around people that thought like me, same kind of mentality. It was nice to get to be around people who were actually more weird than I was, because I was considered the weird one in Houston, because Houston's more of a country town, but I got to travel, and after, I think in '97, I came back to Houston and opened up Liquid Lab, first internet cafe. I opened it up so we could do art shows, music, DJs, and all that. I brought back some of the ideas, some of the culture from New York, and it was a lot of fun. Shortly after that, I became a family man. I had my first child in 2002, then my second one in 2004. Sydney and Brandon, they're my kids. So I gave up art for a while. I stopped doing art for about 15 years. I got a regular job working as an electrician. And after about 15 years, I still mess with art. I doodled on napkins, saved all that stuff, got me a little sketchbook, would draw during my breaks and stuff like that. And waited about 15 years, waited for them to grow up a little bit. And boom, got back to doing art, and all those little ideas that I had in the back of my head, everything that was just brewing, all of a sudden, I just started doing it. And here in the last 6 years, I've developed quite a nice little collection. I've been working on about 3 or 4 different series, just trying to find myself. Some of the art that I did back in the day, my old styles, I don't really do those anymore. It's all new stuff, all new, fresh. Maya, Aztec, Mexico influence. A lot of it's from the food, just the colors, from all of that. Even from my experiences in Miami, I had some pretty wild experiences out there. I could say I had a very spiritual journey out there. When I was out there, one time I got lost, lived on the street for about a week. And lived with the bums, and I was staying at a really nice hotel. I went from staying in a nice hotel to staying on the streets, and it was a journey. And let me tell you, getting back to Houston was something else. But I made it back, and came back with a lot of cool stories. Some a little wild, some a little out of this world. But I'm here. That is probably something I'm probably saving, some art that I'm saving to do. I have been doing some pencil watercolors about my journey from Miami, from that episode, and still working on it. The art is a work in progress. It never ends. You start on one piece, work on another. I got pieces that I call unfinished. People say, "Oh, they look great, they're finished," but there's still work out there. I'm on social media. If y'all want to follow me on social media, I have a nice little gallery on there. Also, all this new art that I'm doing, I'm making a collection of new pieces and all that. So I'm looking for galleries to show. People. If you want to show some of my art or are interested, look me up. Give me a call. It's been a great journey. Just the whole family thing. I was able to do all that. I actually run my own business now, so that has given me the freedom to do art the way I want. I got a nice little art studio. I do art when I want. I'm never in a hurry. I do it if I can. I do it if I can't. And I'm not worried about selling it. Thank God I have the opportunity to have my own business and run my own hours. So I can work at 3 o'clock in the morning and sleep all day and work on art whenever I want. Yeah, it's been a blessing. This whole journey is I've come full circle. And here I am today. That's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Thank you, Tony Torres here.
Exotica.